doing away with mail-in ballots and potentially electronic voting machines. Can you explain on that? How?
Well, I will. That's a very off-topic. Just really quickly, mail-in ballots are corrupt. You can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots. And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. I hate to take your time in this, but I'm glad you asked me that question. Do you know what happens in California? It's so corrupt, where some people get 5, 6, 7 ballots delivered to them. If you have mail-in voting, you're not going to have many Democrats get elected. That's bigger than anything having to do with redistricting, believe me. And the Republicans have to get smart. We're not going to have a country. I said for a long time at rallies, you need borders and you need free and fair elections. Those two things, otherwise you don't have. It's an honor to have the president. I hate to take your time in this, but I'm glad you asked me that question. We're going to stop, I believe, but it's run by a little bit of a liberal group.
So the president says that he's starting a movement to eliminate mail-in voting, but states administer elections, not federal authorities. So can you provide any more details about how the White House plans to eliminate that?
The White House continues to work on this. We're protecting the integrity of the vote for the American people. And I think Republicans generally, and the president generally, wants to make it easier for Americans to vote and harder for people to cheat in our elections. And it's quite mind-boggling that the Democrat Party could stand in opposition to common sense. He wants to ensure election integrity. I can assure you this is a priority for the president.
Vladimir Putin said something, one of the most interesting things. He said, your election was rigged because you have mail-in voting. He said, you won that election by so much, and if you would have won, we wouldn't have had a war. And he said, and you lost it because of mail-in voting. It was a rigged election. And he said, there's not a country in the world that uses it now. We have to do it. I don't know why we're not doing it. I believe, I may be wrong, but just about the only country in the world that uses it because of what's happened. Massive fraud all over the place. The other thing we want change are the machines. It's approximately 10 times more expensive than paper ballots. Many countries use paper ballots. It's the most secure form. I think maybe even more important, the mail-in voting. We're going to end mail-in voting. It's a fraud. You know, when you go to a voting booth and you do it the right way and you go to a state that runs it properly, they even ask me. They asked me for my license plate, for identity. I said, I don't know if I have it. He said, sir, you have to have it. I was very impressed, actually. And it's time that the Republicans get tough and stop it because the Democrats want it. It's the only way they can get elected.
States oversee elections, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump is trying to power grab ahead of the 26th election. They cannot be hacked because they're a piece of paper. That is increasingly more important as Trump has made our elections less secure since taking office again. Trump himself knows that mail ballots are safe. He used a mail ballot to vote in 2020, as did his family members. This isn't about security and a weak president grasping at straws, trying to hold on to power.
Well over 3/4 of our voters vote by mail early, and it's used by folks in rural communities. It's used by veterans and the elderly, folks who have transportation issues, folks who don't have, access and the capacity to stand in line for a while. And I will say this, it's one of the reasons that Republicans in Arizona held power for so long, because they were very, very good at getting out there and chasing these ballots for their voters. So it's not just unconstitutional for the president to be saying what he's saying. It doesn't make any political sense for him and his party